Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So I am just going to dive right into this spread. I allowed everything to completely dry and I am loving so much of what is going on. Now I didn't do a whole lot, I just sketched in my figures and I laid down some collage over here and I added these tea bags which are giving so much depth and texture and just luscious, gorgeous kind of what is a word I'm looking for? It tells a story because I can see the layers behind it, so it's giving a sense of history on the page. Like, I'm gonna bring it up closer. I just absolutely love using tea bags. So I have laid out some colors on my palette here. I picked the pink because I want to kind of keep this pink going that Connie laid down, and of course the orange over here, the blues over here, and there's this aqua teal color that's over here and over here, so I just laid that out as well. Now I really do love this green over here and I might add that to the mix, but for right now what I want to do is I want to kind of just tighten up this figure here. I'm not happy with the I'm just not happy with the way this is laid out. I was trying to maintain this pink part for the hair, and I just don't think I kind of sketched in the face properly to accommodate for that. So I'm just gonna need to make it a little bit larger here, and let me see, just I've mentioned this before, but one of the great things about working in a book like this, Connie's specifically, is that I am so much more inclined to be influenced by her sense of her sense of anything is possible. Like in this spread, before I put my figures on, there were no figures or objects or anything. It was simply an exploration of color. Like there was no image on the page. And just the fact that she did that, it allows me to kind of think outside the box more. So I hope I'm making sense, because a lot of times, we might feel compelled to have a specific object on the page, like whether it's a landscape, or a bird, or, I mean, a figure, anything. But sometimes it can just be an exploration of form and color. Like it doesn't have to be a thing, an object. So I'm gonna add some of the pink here. And I think what I want to do is I want to drag some of the orange that's over here onto other parts of the page. Now, I just want to point out something. So I generally tend to repeat things 3 times at least. And I learned this a long time ago, like do it in an odd number 1, because that's more interesting than an even number. And number 2, if you repeat things, it keeps your eye moving around the page. But I noticed that with Connie's spread right here, she is not repeating like the orange and blue here. She's not repeating that on any other part of the page. But maybe because she didn't, it draws my eye more towards this. So that is something for me to keep in mind going forward. Like I had always learned that, you repeat things to keep your eye moving around the page and, blah, blah, blah. Like I had learned all these things, but I am observing now that Connie just is keeping this over here. And sure, this green is repeated over here, but it's not repeated on any part over here. So these are just interesting things that I am kind of keeping in mind for when I do go to paint in my art journal. But I am going to repeat, I'm going to repeat the blues here and the orange. And I don't know like to what extent I'm gonna repeat it. I don't know if I'm gonna cover the whole thing up. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is just put a transparent layer of the blue, and like so. And I really love all these lines that Connie put over here, and I'm going to try to retain a lot of them. Now, what I'm going to do with this piece over here is I am going to, I think I'm going to repeat this orange. Now, to me, I feel like I need to move the orange into this side because it's too isolated. Like all the orange is on here and there's no orange on this side. So, you know, even though I am learning from Connie, I am still kind of falling back on what feels comfortable to me. And that's fine, because when you work in a book like this, it's going to be, you know, the learning happens over time. So even though I might be resorting to what feels comfortable for me now, maybe a month or 6 months down the road, I'm going to go do a spread, and it doesn't have to be in this journal. It could be in any journal. I'm going to go do a spread, and you know, it is going to be, it's going to be an entry point for me to be more comfortable using colors that are more confined to one area, and maybe I don't have to repeat it. So that's what I am learning by working in a book like this. Things don't happen immediately, so I'm okay with that. Now, I don't know what to do with the background. I don't know if I want to keep all of the white. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to start repeating, say, this aqua color here. I think I'm going to repeat that over here a little bit. Ooh, I really like that actually. And just kind of like, ooh, I'm really loving that. That's like an unexpected kind of a thing that happened. Like I'm really, really liking that a lot. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is maybe just kind of smush it a little bit into here. Now I did think about using my own handmade collage, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. And I'm just gonna drag a little bit onto the face and the neck here in the shadows, and that way, you know, it gives the face and neck a little bit of depth and interest. And it also keeps my eye moving around here. Just gonna add a little more of that orange. So I think I'm going to keep this an abstract face over here. And I know when I started off, like in my last video, I didn't know what to do with this face because I thought it was going to be strange if I had this figure be abstract and maybe this figure be abstract, but this be more kind of a realistic figure. But now that I think about it, I'm going to keep this abstract and this one, and this could be like, I'm already thinking of a story in my head. Like this could be a person like having a dream or a memory or something like that. And I like doing that because it just gives so much interest to the story for me. So I make up these stories all the time about, you know, what I'm kind of trying to do. And nobody else has to know the story, honestly. Like, yeah, if you want to share the story, but nobody else has to know the story but you. Now, I don't know if I like that. I kind of feel that I need to keep this kind of shape over here with the teal color. Like I really like that kind of the way that was going. So and okay. So let me see here. What do I want to do over here? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I have to put a color over here to make this figure kind of pop. And I don't know what color to use. I don't want to put the teal because that's going to be there's going to be too much teal. So I'm thinking about it. And maybe a blue. I'm thinking maybe a blue because it might repeat some of that blue over there. And okay, you guys, I think I'm gonna just let this alone for a little while and let everything dry and kind of think about what I want to do with it. Or it could be done, you know, it really could be done. I don't know. So I don't know, honestly, if this is going to be the, you know, like if this is just going to be a video 1 and 2, I don't know. Or I might come back and work on it some more. So for right now, I'm just going to kind of leave it open-ended. So if you guys have watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I hope that this has inspired you to work in this way or to think a little bit differently about something, because all the other videos I've done thus far, I've always mentioned, well, not always, but I generally mention, you know, keep the eye moving around, repeat your colors, etc. But, you know, with Connie here being the example where she just kind of kept everything here and she didn't repeat it, you know, maybe that's a way that you can work in the future. I'm certainly going to keep that lesson in mind. And, you know, maybe in a future art spread, I'm going to be more inclined to just try out new things and say, hey, I'm not going to repeat things around the page. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.